Hello everyone, this is Caleb Warnock with a little bit of a cold, so today's the first day in 3 days I have felt like I could even get out of bed, and so I'm anxious to paint something. A few days ago, I took a class from Cindy Briggs, who teaches nationwide online Zoom watercolor classes, and it was so much fun. It was a Christmas, I think the name of the class was Christmas Quick Sketch, and it was a 5-hour Zoom class, and I think it was on Saturday morning. I can't remember. My brain is all hazy because I've been sick. And one thing that she showed us how to do was to paint candy, Christmas candy, which was so fun. So I want to do that with you guys right now. And she showed us how to do this just really quick and easy. So I'm going to do 2 circles here. And I didn't do those exactly the same size, but maybe it doesn't matter. So, and they're just free hand circles. And then she said, just put a little circle up at the top, like where the light would hit from the candy. And then kind of make these candy lines. I'm supposed to do 1, 2, 3, because we're going to color every other one of these differently. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I don't feel good. I can't even think straight. Is that 1, 2? So let's put oh, she said put little dots. Okay, that works. So now we have 8. Now, I didn't do that perfectly. It really should have gone more like this. It should have gone more like this and more like that. We'll do it better over here. So now we've done 2 with a dot and 1. Oops. I didn't do that very well either. 2 with a dot and 1, 2 with a dot, 2 with a dot, 1, 2 with a dot. Oh, forget it. I can't even keep up with it. And then you just put these, and they don't need to be perfect because, you know, these candies are sort of wadded up. The ends of these candies are sort of wadded up like that. Okay, now I'm just going to take my eraser and I'm going to remove about 50% of the color here because I don't want that to be too visible in the end. And then right here I have some indigo. The only 2 colors we need for this are red and blue, and so I've got some old indigo from previous videos that is still sitting here. It's just completely dried out, and I'll just take my spritz bottle and spritz it 1 time. And then I just barely made a fresh batch of cochineal, which I probably should have done on camera because we have not used cochineal before. But this is cochineal. Cochineal is little tiny insects that grow on cactuses. They have a symbiotic relationship with certain kinds of cactuses, and they grow in my state, in the very, very southern tip of my state, but apparently they do grow, but I've never been able to find them. But they are farmed still in Mexico, and they have been used as a premier source of red paint and dye and pigment for hundreds and hundreds of years. And today, it is a tradition of growing these They harvest the petals of the cactus and they hang them, and then they put some of these little cochineals on the petals, and then they leave them there for months and they multiply. There are documentaries about this online. It's fascinating to watch. It's 100% natural source of color. And to get this Christmas red, I have added alum and cream of tartar. So you can get different shades of red with cochineal depending on the mordants that you use. But the mordants I have used here, and all I did was, I mean, you guys, if you have seen any of the videos on this channel before, you know that all I did was I put one single cochineal down here, just one. It's like, I don't know, a fifth of a pinhead in size. I put one single cochineal, and then I ground it with my mortar in a couple of drops of water. And I was going to put some glare in it, but I don't know if you can see that, but my glare completely dried out. So I've added some water to my glare to try to make it. And so normally I might add some glare. And what Cindy taught us in the class, which was helpful to me, is just put a bit of paint up here and then pull it down, because you don't want the color saturation to be even all the way through the painting, because that's not how color saturation looks in real life. And so it gives it a more realistic finished product if, instead of painting it on, like, oops, I just started to paint this one, you're supposed to just pull it. Just put it on there and pull it. So I'm doing that with the cochineal. Trying to be very mindful of the edges, so that this is kind of, because I sketched this out ahead of time, you guys saw me sketch this out, you do want this to sort of end up looking round when it's done. Now, that is it for the color, for the red portion of the candy is done. So I'm going to wash my brush, and now to make the clear cellophane, we're just going to, did I already spray? Oh, I did, okay. To make the clear cellophane, we're just going to take a little bit of this indigo, and it really does need to be a little bit, because if we get it too dark, if I get it too dark, it will look blue. And I don't want it to look blue, I want it to look sort of silver. And I'm just pulling hints of bouncing light. And I don't even know if you can see that very well yet, but I think you'll be able to see it as it gets closer. Let me hold it closer to the camera. How about that? Can you see that? Is it focusing? Hopefully it's focusing. Okay. And if that is not dark enough, you can always go back, but if it's too dark, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could just put a touch in like that, but we don't want to put it on. It's easier to add more later, make it dark later, than it is to try to correct it if it's too dark from the beginning, if that makes any sense. Okay, so that's it. The Christmas candy is done. Oh my word, how fast and simple is that? Now, Just to make this, I'm just going to outline in pencil, and I'm doing broken lines, and I'm outlining my candy. I'm not doing 100% of the line, and you can even add in some little lines in the interior. Especially on the sections that we want to look like cellophane. Okay, how does that look? It's just Christmas candy, easy peasy. I mean, so simple. So simple. Let's do one more. We'll just do it again. I don't want to get so close to these. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and then again, I don't want that to be maybe so dark, so I'm just going to erase some of that off of there. And then just take some of this cochineal and come in and decide where do I want, and then instead of painting it all the way through, just put some in the top and pull it down toward the larger edge, and then put some at the top, and you could even put in a touch of water if you wanted to, but I'm doing wet on dry right here. I'm pulling this down and then painting a bit on the edge just to make sure that I meet the round edge. And of course, you know, I like to do these 100% natural colors, but you could do this with your regular watercolor paints too, but you might as well join me and just start having fun with 100% natural colors too. Once you get into the habit, I think it's way more fun. Don't you? Okay, and we don't want this to look too perfect either. Okay, and then I'm going to come in, and then there's one last little thing that I think we should do. And again, broken lines around the edge. Maybe just a little bit of shading in here. And then we can take, let's take a liner brush and get a slightly darker blue and just put a couple little reflection lines onto the red. And as that dries, it just makes this look, at least in my view, even more realistic. Okay, that's it. We've done 3 pieces of Christmas candy. Simple, easy, so easy that when you're half sick out of your mind with a cold, you can still do it. Thanks for being with me, you guys. If you want to be supportive of what I'm doing, please hit the like button. I appreciate those people who are supportive of my time and efforts. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.